Hello, my name is Garrett Murphy, and I'm doing my city sustainability profile on my partner's hometown, Nick Gah's hometown of Hong Kong. So, Nick's from Stanley, Hong Kong, which is on Hong Kong Island, and the urban area and urban region is Hong Kong, according to the UN population of urban agglomerations, which is inside the country, China. So demographics. The 2018 estimate population of the urban area was 7,246,000 people. And the percent change of the population from 1950 to 2018 was 331%, so a huge increase. The 2018 estimate of the extent of the urban areas was 110 square miles. And the 2018 estimate of population density is 67,100 people, which is very dense. So let's look at the urban footprint. So if Hong Kong were a country with the same population, the size of its ecological footprint per person would make it the 26th largest country in the world. Like I said, the population has increased 330% since 1950. And while Hong Kong ranks number 52 in the world on its population size, its population density is much higher. With only 110 square miles and the size of the population that it has, many people are packed in, making the population density 67,100, which ranks extremely high, behind Bangladesh with 120,000, and then the second, Mumbai, with 68,000. And in 2008, the ecological footprint was 1.5 times the available biocapacity, which means it would take 1.5 years for the Earth to regenerate what humanity demands in Hong Kong in 1 year. And if everyone in the world lived the lifestyle that the people in Hong Kong lived, we would need 2.6 Earths to fulfill the needs. So let's look at sustainability challenges in Hong Kong. So the first one let's look at is waste. For the past several years, the Hong Kong media has been emphasizing that landfills will be full by the end of 2020. And in 2013, so the Hong Kong Environmental Bureau released a blueprint on how they plan to deal with this waste situation. And the biggest goal was to reduce the waste disposal per person below 0.8 kilograms. 5 years later, in 2018, however, there was a 15% increase, with each resident now dumping 1.53 kilograms each day into landfills, which is double the goal. So Hong Kong's short-term solution was to expand the 3 major waste facilities to accommodate this waste. This isn't a long-term, nor is it a sustainable goal. Estimations have this change meeting the Hong Kong's needs until 2030. So like I said, not a sustainable goal. Second environmental problem let's look at, it's air pollution. With its population density and its urban landscape, Hong Kong faces smog and air pollution problems. While the concentration levels of pollutants and sulfur dioxide and respirable suspended particulates, so like particles in the air that are harmful, decreased by 81% and 36% since 2006. But the 2018 ozone concentration levels have increased by 21% over that same period. And what is ozone? Ozone is a reaction of nitrogen oxides and volatile organic compounds in the air and under sunlight. And it's a huge component in smog, which is present in Hong Kong. And this can cause many respiratory diseases. So 2 bad environmental problems are facing Hong Kong. And let's look at the economic problem. And one of the biggest is income disparity. And with Hong Kong being labeled as one of the freest markets in the world and with a thriving economy, outside influences and the business elite have a lot of influence in this city. And this wealth is centered in the hands of a few. And the combined fortunes of Hong Kong's richest equal almost 60% of the economic output. As we can see in this graph, the billionaire wealth, 214.6 billion. And then the Hong Kong total GDP, 370 billion. So that's, about 60%, which is crazy. Now let's look at an equity problem that plays hand in hand with the income disparity, and that's the housing crisis. The Hong Kong government concluded that housing is one of the most urgent problems facing it. With a lack of excess of land because of its dense population and large income disparity between the rich and the poor, many residents are left without housing solutions, and 1 in 5 people in Hong Kong live under the poverty line. It's said that at least 200,000 Hong Kong residents are living in tiny subdivided flats, which share facilities with many different households and apartments that are usually designed for one singular family. And these flats are so small and low quality that they're called the infamous coffin cubicles. and they comprise of a wire mesh instead of wooden planks, and it gives them the desire of these, or the appearance of these cages. And even these tiny flats can cost around $180 a month per rent. So let's look at one sustainability solution that I propose. And a potential formative solution to help create a more sustainable future for Hong Kong is organic waste recovery. Organic waste recovery, along with partnering with campaigns to educate the public about the environment, this is capable of handling over 200 tons of food waste a day. And this process turns the organic waste into biogas, which then can be used for electricity, so a sustainable solution. And these operations, along with preventing electricity and reducing waste, prevent around 25,000 tons of greenhouse gases from entering the atmosphere. This can not only be a solution for landfills, but also help mitigate air pollution. I believe by implementing more infrastructure that provides organic waste recovery, Hong Kong can not only slow the filling of landfills, but protect Hong Kong from air pollution. So in 2018, 1 million in Hong Kong were considered poor by the government. And this constituted a poverty rate of almost 15%. And like I said, 19 of the wealthiest billionaires in the country control assets of 230 billion. At the same time, Beijing in China has been trying to seize more control of Hong Kong's free market. And this has created political unrest, resulting in protests. Hong Kong, however, still very much has the ability to implement green technology and enterprises, and has been doing so over these past few years. Like I said, a lot of privately owned money means that these outside business elite have influence over that money. But Hong Kong still has direct access to the top of the line green technology, but it lacks the space and land to develop or expand. So we need to refine the infrastructure that is surrounding Hong Kong today. In conclusion, I believe that making green changes, such as the organic waste recovery, is a key for Hong Kong's long-term sustainable growth. Many critics argue that reclamation of land, so repurposing land and creating new land, such as islands, can provide housing and new landfill space, and call that a solution. However, these are short-term solutions and do not take in consideration long-term development. Through looking through a long-term lens, it becomes evident that green technologies such as organic waste recovery offers environmental benefits, as well as directly dealing with two of the most important problems facing Hong Kong: waste and air pollution. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I look forward to watching other people's. Thanks.